This is a permanency hearing involving the Wickesser child. Miss Gutierrez is with us for the, oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, Miss Gutierrez is with us for the department. Miss Wiggins is with us representing the child. Mr. Sain is with us representing the mother of Miss Mays, who is with us. And Miss Archer is with us representing the father, Mr. Wickesser, and he is not with us and not in the waiting room. Miss Archer, were you expecting him?
Judge, I've not been able to have any contact with him, and I have called, emailed, and texted.
Okay, thank you. That's what I suspected.
Sylvia, who do you work for?
St. Francis Ministries.
Okay. And what do you do for them?
I'm a permanency specialist.
And did you file a court report on this case on September 30th of 2025?
Yes, I did.
We ask that the court take judicial notice of that court report.
So noted, and I did read the report.
Thank you, Your Honor. Sylvia, can I get an update since the filing of the court report on the child's Mark Wickesser?
So he is currently doing occupational therapy, and he is doing speech therapy and play therapy, and all 3 sessions are going very well. And he's doing great in placement.
And I'm sorry, can you repeat that list again? It was occupational and speech.
Occupational therapy, speech therapy, and play therapy.
Thank you. And what is the occupational therapy focusing on?
It focuses on how to help him brush his teeth, how to put on his clothes, just kind of get a routine so that he is able to establish that normalcy.
Okay, and at this time he is 4 years old, is that correct?
Yes.
All right. And are there any other updates on him?
No, there's not.
Okay, and he continues to be placed with a relative in Randall County, is that correct?
That is correct.
And what about Stevie Mays? How is Stevie progressing on her service plan?
So Stevie is done with her services, but due to her having a positive drug screen, we have to send her back to do the OZAR so that they could give recommendations for either an outpatient or an inpatient treatment. And Stevie is in agreement with that.
Are we asking the court to order that additional OSAR or substance abuse assessment today?
Yes, we are.
And what substance was Ms. Mays positive for?
She was positive for marijuana. Her UA was positive for marijuana, and then her hair follicle was positive for cocaine.
Did Ms. Mays give any explanation for those positive screens?
Yes, she said that she had a very stressful month that month, and it did cause her to relapse. She did say that she was waiting to speak to me so that she could kind of just like give me an update of her positive drug screens or the possibility that she might be positive and how she wanted to move forward with those positive screenings if she did come out.
And have those drug screens been filed?
Yes, they have been filed.
Thank you, Sylvia. In regards to Mr. Wickesser, Clayton Wickesser, how's he progressing on his service plan?
So he has not really made any progression with the service plan. He has attended 5 out of the 6 recommended therapy sessions. That was due to his therapist no longer having a contract with St. Francis. I did find him another therapist to go to, but he has yet to reach out to that therapist and continue his services.
Has he started any other service other than the therapy?
No, he has not.
Is he drug screening when requested to?
He is not.
In regards to visitation, is Ms. May still having visitation with the child?
She is. It was supervised by placement, but due to the positive drug screens, it is now being monitored by St. Francis again.
And in previous court orders, Mr. Wickesser's visitation with the child had been suspended. Are we asking for that suspension to continue?
We are asking for it to be continued.
Okay. Let's see here. Just a second. Your Honor, we're asking for the previous orders regarding Clayton Thomas Wickesser's visitation with the child be continued, and I ask for judicial notice of the June 16th, 2025 initial permanency hearing order before final order.
Okay, so noted. I'm looking at that ruling.
Thank you, Your Honor. And you had ordered him to hair follicle and UA drug screen, and then ordered that his visitation with the child is suspended until he submits both a UA and a hair follicle drug screen that are both negative.
So noted.
And you next ordered that in the event that visitation, he meets those conditions and his visitation restarts, it will be 1 hour of supervised visitation per week.
So noted.
All right, thank you, Your Honor. Sylvia, can you tell me how your conversations with Mr. Wickesser have been going?
So it just honestly, sometimes Mr. Wickesser will be positive and he says that he is willing to work services. But here recently in the month of September, I did reach out to him so that I could do my monthly contact with him. And he sent me a very long message, being very disrespectful, just telling me that he was not willing to work services. He did not seem that, he was kind of making sense, because he was just kind of going off the subject about me coming just to see him and then also him drug screening. He made other allegations, made other comments that they didn't have anything to do with Mark or had anything to do with his service plan or anything like that. There is some concerns that, he is most likely drinking excessively or he might be using other substance, just, due to the response that he gave.
Okay, and have there been points in the last couple of months where he has been very cooperative with you by text or phone?
Yes, he is willing, like he was willing to meet with me in August and we met at his employment. He was very professional. He was very calm. He did, make comments saying that he didn't agree with the system and he didn't think that it was right that we tell him how to parent. But he was respectful versus the conversation that I had with him in September.
And in that conversation, was he cursing at you?
Yes, he was.
And did he, in worse language, tell you to go away?
Yes, he did.
Okay. So as far as additional services we are asking to be ordered today, we are asking for a substance abuse assessment through OSAR for Ms. Mays. Is that correct?
Yes, we are.
Are there any additional services for Ms. Mays that we are requesting?
We are requesting that she continue with therapy. She has just started therapy with Melissa Lawson as well. And so we would like for her to continue going and follow Melissa Lawson's recommendations.
Okay, now let me ask some clarifying questions. Has Ms. Mays already done her initial 6 sessions of individual therapy?
Yes, she has.
Okay, are we asking the court to order an additional set of 6 sessions for therapy?
Yes, we are.
Okay. And in regards to Mr. Wickesser, what services, if any, are we asking the court to add on for him?
We're not asking for any to be added on, just to continue the previous orders.
And are we asking that Ms. Mays be ordered to drug screen today?
Yes, we are.
And what type of screen?
Just a urinalysis.
And in regards to Mr. Wickesser, are we asking for both a urinalysis and a hair follicle drug screen?
Yes, we are.
Can you please in detail let us know the reasonable efforts the department is making to reunify the family?
So we have set up a family plan that is tailored for each individual parent. For Ms. Mays, Right now, it is the OZAR and recommendations for the OZAR, drug screening, and then also additional therapy sessions. We are also helping with transportation for visitation if needed, and transportation to any of her services if needed.
Okay. Pass the witness.
Right, thank you. Sylvia, the report I read said that Mr. Wickesser had a positive UA in July, but it didn't say what he was positive for.
Yes, it was positive for marijuana.
Okay, all right, thank you. Okay, Mr. Saint, questions?
Thank you, Judge. Ms. Garcia, relapse during recovery is not uncommon, isn't that correct?
That's correct.
Okay, and do you feel that Ms. Mays has taken the proper steps since then?
Yes, I do.
Okay, and so going through OSAR and seeing what additional support she might need is the proper course of action?
Yes, it is.
Okay, she's been honest with you and working with you since then?
Yes, she has.
Thank you very much. I'll pass the witness.
All right, thank you. Ms. Archer?
What is the best way to get a hold of Mr. Wickesser?
Usually through text message.
I might want to verify that we have the same number later since I'm not getting a response. Has he mentioned reaching out to his attorney at all, or me reaching out to him?
He did mention that he had a call from an attorney. I did ask him if he had called back to his attorney, and he just stated that he didn't feel that the system has the best interest for
Oh.
him.
Okay, well, I will continue trying. Thank you.
You're welcome.
All right, Ms. Wiggins, any questions?
Just one, are we still on track for the child to start daycare around November 1st?
Yes.
All right, I'll pass the witness, Judge.
All right, anyone have further questions for Ms. Garcia?
No, Your Honor, the department rests. We do ask for a finding that we are making reasonable efforts to reunify the family.
All right, I will make those findings.
As
Mr. Saint,
well as, oh,
Go ahead.
sorry.
Go ahead.
Do you want me to relist our other requests, Your Honor?
I'll make my announcement and you can tell me if I miss anything. So,
Okay, thanks.
all right, Mr. Saint, did you have any witnesses?
Yes, Judge, I'll call my client, Ms. Mays.
Okay. Ms. Mays, if you'd unmute.
There it is. Okay.
All right, thank you, ma'am. If you'd raise your right hand, do you swear the testimony you give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, thank you. Mr. Saint.
Ms. Mays, you've enrolled in school, is that correct?
Yes, that's correct. I'm actually on campus right now.
Okay, where are you going to school?
Amarillo College.
Okay, and you have class right after this hearing?
Yes, that is correct. I have class from 12:30 to 1:45, and then from there, my visit with my son from 2 to 4.
Okay, so it's because of your class and your visit, it's not going to be possible to test today, is it?
No, I don't see myself making it up there before 4 o'clock. The best I'd be able to do is go first thing in the morning before class tomorrow.
Okay, and you don't have a problem doing that?
No, not at all.
Okay, thank you. I'll pass the witness.
All right. Anyone else have questions for Ms. Mays?
No, Your Honor.
No. Okay. All right. Ms. Archer, did you have any witnesses?
No witnesses, Judge.
All right. Ms. Wiggins, recommendations.
Thank you, Judge. I recommend that the department remain temporary managing conservator and placement be continued. The child is doing really well. Ms. Garcia was very thorough in listing all of the things that he's doing. And he will be starting that daycare on November 1st. So hopefully that'll help him kind of see other kids and get into a better routine.
Okay. All right, then. I will continue the department's temporary manager conservator, continue Mark's current placement. I'll order Ms. Mays to undergo another OSAR assessment and follow all recommendations. I will order Ms. Mays to UA drug screen by 12 o'clock p.m. tomorrow, noon tomorrow. I will order Mr. Wickesser to both Hair Strand and UA drug screen by 4 p.m. today. I will order that Mr. Wickesser's visits continue to be suspended until he provides a negative hair strand and UA drug screen. And then he will, I'll order that he have 1 hour per week supervised visitation. And I will order that Ms. Mays complete an additional 6 counseling sessions. That doesn't necessarily mean 6 more from today. she did initial 6, so I'm basically ordering that she do a total of 12 at least, so. Okay, I will set a final in this case for February 9th, 2026. That will be by Zoom like today's hearing, so parties can talk to their lawyers, or anyone can go on the court's online docket a day or two before February 9th to see exactly what time of day we'll have that hearing, so. All right, we'll be in recess on this case. I will be back at noon to call a final hearing on another Randall County case involving the Cross children. So we'll be in recess. Everyone have a good week.
Thank you, Your Honor. I do want to check in with my client before, if everybody's still here. Sophia, are we asking for mediation in this case, or do we want to ask for that later?
We would like to ask for it later.
Okay, never mind. Thank you, Your Honor.
Okay, see some of you back at noon. This is an initial permanency hearing involving the Nino child. Ms. Mullinax is with us representing the mother, Ms. Marin. She is not with us and not in the waiting room. Ms. Mullinax, were you expecting her?
We sent her the link, Your Honor, but I don't know otherwise.
Okay, all right. I'll watch the waiting room for her. The presumed father, Mr. Reyes, is incarcerated. We've gone ahead and appointed Ms. Lucero to represent him. She probably doesn't know it yet. She probably hasn't seen her appointment. And then the alleged father, Jeffrey Nino, is not with us. He's not in the waiting room.
Ms. Slagle, just briefly, how are you currently employed?
I am a permanency specialist with St. Francis Ministries.
And are you familiar with the case involving Bryson Nino and his family?
Yes.
All right, and so there was a placement change in this case fairly recently, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
What sort of placement is Bryson in now?
Bryson is in a kinship home with Yasmin's cousin.
Okay, and so how's he been doing since he made that change?
He's been doing really good. He's transitioned really well.
Now, the this kinship family, are they a licensed foster home? Are they going through that process?
Not as of yet. They just got their kinship worker and they're going to start working on getting verified.
Okay. If it becomes necessary, are they interested in being a long-term placement for Bryson?
Yes, they are.
All right. Now, has Bryson had any recent medical appointments or issues that we need to be aware of?
No, ma'am.
Do you recall when he had his last vision exam and follow-up due to being born with syphilis?
He had that right after he was released from the hospital. And they said everything looked good at that time and that he would come back for one more appointment when he turns a year old, just for cautionary.
So we're not quite due for that yet?
No, not yet.
All right. And so are there any other updates or anything that we need to be aware of?
No, not that I can think of.
Has there been any indication that he needs to be assessed for ECI or anything like that?
Yes, I do believe they're going to get him evaluated for ECI. I believe the ECI lady has contacted placement to get that done, and they'll do that at the daycare for her also, which daycare just got approved today. So,
okay, perfect. So that's in the process. So if there are any updates to be had, we'll probably get that at the next hearing. Is that fair to say?
yes.
Perfect. All right. So let's talk about, or let's get an update on the parents. Now, in this case, we have the presumed, or I guess father that Miss Nino was married, or I guess that the mother was married to, and then we also have the alleged biological father, correct?
Yes. Jasmine Marin is married to Michael Reyes, but he's been in jail for quite some time now. And then Jeffrey Nino is the alleged father.
Now, have you been in contact with either Jeffrey or Mr. Reyes?
No, ma'am.
Have you attempted to get in contact with either of them?
I have with Jeffrey. And he has made it very clear that he wants no contact with us. I've been to his home several times. His mom says that he's not there. She don't know when he'll be back. At one point, I witnessed him running from the back of the house to the garage, yelling at his mom to tell her that to tell me that he was not there.
Okay. And so there are 2 outstanding orders for DNA testing, correct?
Yes.
Are
Well,
we gonna?
I was misunderstood on that. I thought we were just doing Jeffrey. Was not aware we were doing Michael. I misunderstood that, I guess. So I will have to get Michael's done. I have not started yet.
But we already have that order, so you have what you need to have that done.
Yes, yeah, and we know where he's at. He's not leaving there soon. So I will get that done today.
All right. So is it fair to say that neither of the fathers have made any progress on their service plans?
No, I did leave a service plan with Jeffrey's mother the last time I was out there. And I mean, she did confirm that he does live there with her. So as far as I know, he does have a copy of his service plan.
Okay. So let's talk about Yasmin Marin then. What sort of services has she engaged with since the last hearing?
She did go to Serenity and did finish. And she finished in July on that. She did move in with her mom at that time. She was doing really well. And then she was doing counseling through Serenity. She had finished her parenting classes in Serenity also. And that's the only classes that I'm aware of that she has done, because I have not had contact with her since about the end of August.
All right, and so you had said she was doing good. When did that progress slow down or stop?
In August, the end of August, I wasn't able to get a hold of her. I didn't think much of it because I had talked to her at the beginning of August, and she was still working and doing good and living with her mom. And then September came, I couldn't get a hold of her, so I did message her mom, and she said that her mom had said that she had kicked her out and that she was unaware where she was, but that she had lost her job also.
Have you been able to get any updated contact information for her?
No, her mom did confirm that she did have the same phone number. And she did tell her to, that she needed to get a hold of me. In September, I did get a message back from her saying, give me a bit and I'll call you. And she never responded back. And I still have not been able to get in contact with her.
Okay. So at the very least, in the month of October, is it fair to say you haven't had any contact with her?
No, for the month of September or October.
Okay. Have you attempted to do drug screening with her?
Yes, I have.
Did she, I guess, has she gone and tested for you?
She did in July, which was negative for a UA and a hair follicle, and then no drug screening in August or September.
And what is St. Francis's policy? How are those tests considered when they don't do the testing as required?
It's presumed a positive.
Do you know, has she been doing any kind of visitation with Bryson?
No, the last visitation she did with Bryson was around the middle of August.
Back then, what sort of schedule was she on?
She was on once a week for 2 hours.
Okay. Do you know, has placement heard anything from Yasmin?
No, the last time I visited with placement, they had not heard anything from her since he moved in there.
Okay. And so what, sort of services does she still need to complete?
Well, just, the normal, a stable home and stable income for her and Bryson, drug screening, her individual counseling. she has finished some of it with her, with Serenity, but she's probably got a few more hours that she needs to finish on that. She finished parenting. She needs to do her psychological, which she was set up for that in August, and they were not able to contact her. And then her rational behavior therapy, and that's it.
Do you believe that the department is making reasonable efforts to reunify Bryson with his family?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you believe that attempting to help Yasmin complete these services is part of those reasonable efforts?
Yes.
And do you believe continuing to try to locate Mr. Nino and engage him in his service plan is part of those reasonable efforts?
Yes, ma'am.
And as far as ruling out Mr. Reyes and making those efforts, do you believe that'll help with reunifying and identifying who to reunify the child with?
Yes, ma'am.
What sort of continuing dangers exist as far as placing the child with Yasmin?
The fact that we're not able to know what kind of environment she's staying in, and not knowing if she's still drug free or not, due to not being able to do the drug screens, and the department not knowing if she is able to financially take care of him and get him to where he needs to go.
Does it make it difficult for the department to find any of that information now that she's stopped communicating with you?
Yes.
As far as Mr. Nino, are you able to safely place the child back with him, considering his lack of cooperation?
No, ma'am.
And Mr. Reyes obviously is incarcerated. Is that a safe situation for a child?
No, ma'am.
And does the department believe that testing is going to ultimately rule him out as the father?
Yes.
So would that also make it an unsafe potential placement for him?
That's correct.
Are you asking that Miss Marin be ordered to drug screen today?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you have any other recommendations or requests from the court?
No. No, ma'am.
Would you ask that we remain TMC and placement continue?
Yes, ma'am.
I'll pass the witness, Judge.
All right, thank you, Ms. Mullinax.
Michelle, whenever you talked to Yasmin last and she said to give her some time or whatever it was that through text or on the phone?
That was through text.
And have you been trying to contact her from on that same phone number since that time?
Yes, ma'am.
Have you gotten any responses at all?
No, not since that time.
Do you get any kind of messages like that the phone number doesn't work anymore or anything like that?
No, it does say delivered on the text messages. On the phone call, when calling, it just says the normal when they don't have a voicemail set up. I don't remember if it honestly, let me backtrack. I don't remember if it says voicemail not set up or not able to connect at this time.
And so that's the only way that you know of to contact her since she's not staying at her mom's house?
That is correct.
Do you have an email for her, anything else like that to contact her?
Yes, I do have an email address.
Have you tried that yet?
No, ma'am, I have not.
I pass the witness.
All right, Ms. Wiggins.
When was the last time she actually drug screened for the department?
It was in July, the middle. I can give you the exact date. Let me get back up.
That's okay. Did we have any concerns with that drug screen?
No, they were both negative. It was UA and hair follicle. It was actually July 14th, and that was about 4 days after she'd got out of rehab.
Okay, but since then we have no UA or hair follicle.
No, ma'am.
Okay, I'll pass the witness, Judge.
All right, thank you. Michelle, would it be contrary to the welfare of Bryson to be returned to either parent today?
Yes.
All right. Now, you may not know this, but was Mr. Reyes, was he incarcerated at the time of conception about 15 or so months ago?
Yes, he was. He's been there for quite some time.
Okay. And the reason I ask is at the last hearing, I ordered paternity testing for Mr. Nino. I didn't order it for Mr. Reyes, but I mean, if the department wants to test him, knowing he was in prison during that time of conception, that's okay. We can I don't mind him being tested and spending y'all's money, but he obviously can't have been the father if he was incarcerated at conception.
Judge, I think that's why you didn't order it last time. I think you specifically stated that last time, that if he was incarcerated, then there wasn't a reason to test him.
Yeah, I thought so. Now, you know, if I was submitted with an order to test him, I probably signed it. I've signed so many orders I don't remember, but it doesn't matter to me whether we test him or not. But I think I pretty well know what the outcome is going to be of it. So, okay. And anybody might know, has Mr. Nino been served at least?
Let me look, Judge.
Okay. I just want to be sure we get him served somehow if he's going to keep running from us, so that we'll be ready for a final hearing.
Let me double check real quick.
Judge, he was served on, I had it a second ago. He has been served on 5/8.
Okay. All right. Thank you, Aaron. That takes care of that in case we don't see him before a final hearing. So, okay. Ms. Wildman, anything further from the department?
No, Judge, just we'd ask for the reasonable efforts and continuing danger findings, as well as the drug testing for Miss Marin.
Okay. All right. I will make the findings of reasonable efforts to reunify. Ms. Mullinax, did you have any witnesses?
No, you're on arrest.
All right. Ms. Wiggins, recommendations?
Thank you, Judge. The child is doing well in placement. They covered the daycare referral and the ECI evaluation that I had listed as a question follow-up. So that's really good. He's settling in just fine. So no other recommendations.
All right. Okay, then I will continue the department's temporary manager conservator, continue the current placement. I'll order Ms. Marin to both hair strand and UA drug screen by 4 p.m. today at Care Express. I will continue my order from the previous hearing on June 16th at Mr. Nino to have no visitation until he provides a negative hair and UA drug screen. All right, that will conclude this hearing. For those of you involved, I'll be back in about 10 minutes to call two Randall County related cases. One of them is a permanency hearing and a motion for continuance on the Campbell child, and the other is a permanency hearing and a motion for continuance on the Wallace and Wright children. So otherwise, we'll be in recess. Y'all have a good week.
Thank you, Judge.
Thank y'all. I will call two Randall County related cases, both here first on a permanency hearing and second on a motion for continuance. First case is cause number 85577 in the interest of the Wallace and Wright children. Miss Gutierrez is with us for the department. Ms. Wiggins is with us representing the children. Mr. Michelson is not with us. He represents the father, Mr. Wright, who's incarcerated. Ms. Lucero is with us representing the mother, Ms. Campbell. She is not with us. Were you expecting her, Ms. Lucero?
No, Your Honor, I am not.
Okay, she's incarcerated, correct?
That is correct, Your Honor. I was going to explain that issue to the court, but yes.
Okay, all right. Okay. Then I'll also call cause number 85578 in the interest of the Campbell child. Again, Ms. Gutierrez for the department, Ms. Wiggins representing the child, Ms. Lucero representing the mother, Ms. Campbell, who's incarcerated, and Ms. Kincaid is with us representing the father, Mr. Lewis Campbell. He is with us. All right, that's all the parties. I have Aaron Sessions in the waiting room.
Your Honor, I apologize. I was reading something really quick. Is the attorney for Brandon Wright present?
Brandon Wright? No, I said Mr. Michelson is not with us.
Okay. Thank you, Your Honor. I apologize. The department calls Juan Heredia as its witness.
I don't have one. I have Aaron Sessions.
Aaron's now the worker.
Okay, I call Aaron Sessions as the witness.
Let me get her in. Yeah, I read motions for continuance, but have I already extended these cases?
These cases were already extended, Your Honor, back in August 11th. You actually placed the kids home. We placed the kids home with the mother. Unfortunately, she was incarcerated soon after, and the kids returned to substitute care. So we're in extension, Your Honor. The continuance is just because the final is scheduled today. I've spoken with all the attorneys and nobody objects to continuing that final and just treating today as a perm.
Okay, we must have already thought that because I already showed today as permanency hearings, so that's not an issue today. So okay, that's fine. All right, Ms. Sessions, if you'd unmute. Thank you. Raise your right hand. Do you swear the testimony you give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, I do.
All right, thank you. Ms. Gutierrez.
Thank you, Your Honor. Aaron, who do you work for?
St. Francis Ministries.
And what do you do for them?
Well, I'm usually a supervisor, but currently I'm a master caseworker covering a caseload.
Okay. And are you assigned now to this case?
Yes. And I've also been the supervisor on the case since removal.
Okay. Thank you. And court reports were filed. A court report was filed in 85577-L1 on September 29th of 2025. Is that correct?
Yes.
Your Honor, we asked for judicial notice of that court report.
All right, so noted, and I read that report.
Thank you, Your Honor. And Aaron, the court report for 85578-L1 was filed on September 30th of 2025. Is that correct?
Yes.
Your Honor, we asked for judicial notice of that court report as well.
All right, and I have read that report too.
Thank you, Your Honor. Aaron, what are the updates on Bonnie since the filing of the court report?
There's no updates for Bonnie. She's doing great. I went and saw her week before last. She returned after she got removed from her mom. She returned to Amarillo Children's Home where she had previously been placed. She's doing really, really well.
Okay. And is she still receiving individual therapy as needed?
Yes.
And in regards to Clyde and Dallas, are they in the same RTC?
They are.
And are they both on psychotropic medication?
Yes, they are.
And in regards to Clyde, is that being reviewed at least every 30 days by a psychiatrist?
Yes, it is.
And in regards to Dallas, is his medication also being reviewed at least every 30 days by a psychiatrist?
Yes, it is.
And are they both receiving individual therapy as needed?
Yes, they are.
Can you give the court an update on Susan Campbell?
So Miss Campbell had the children returned to her. She was arrested with the children in her care by Randall County. It was a warrant that had been issued probably a couple weeks prior out of Livingston County or Polk County, Livingston, Texas. It was for a charge that was about 11 years ago. Apparently, Miss Campbell thought that she had completed all the requirements for that probation. Turns out she had not, so they issued a warrant for her arrest. She was in Randall County for a couple weeks and has since been transferred to Polk County, where she resides. She went in front of the judge there a couple of different times. He was very hard on her. He offered her the option of a long-term rehab or state jail time. They have agreed to give her credit for time served. She's opting for the jail time. They're giving her time for credit served, but she will probably not be released until late January, early February of 2026.
Obviously, and unfortunately, that rolls out with reunifying the children with her. Is that correct?
For right now, yes, that is correct.
For right now. What steps is St. Francis taking to try to achieve family reunification still?
We would like a ICPC home or an ICPC to be ordered on Mr. Lewis Campbell for his child Dallas Campbell. We have some fictive kin, friends of Susan's that we'll be looking on doing a home study for the other two children.
Do we have the name of those fictive kin?
Yes.
Okay. Has that already been initiated or are we asking that to be ordered today?
We can have it court order today.
Okay.
I have all of the information, all the stuff to run the checks.
All right. And what is the name of the fictive kin for that home study on Bonnie and Clyde?
Her name is Renee Cooper.
And can you spell the first name?
Renee.
And is it just traditional last name or spelling of Cooper?
Yes.
Thank you. And in regards to the ICPC home study on Lewis Campbell, what state is he currently in?
Tennessee.
Now, I read in the court report that Mr. Campbell had not provided a home address to you. Has that changed?
Yes, I have a home address for him.
And additionally, the court report showed that his September drug screens were pending. Can you let us know what those results were?
Yes. Sorry, one second. I just looked at these the other day. Sorry. Yeah, results. Let's see. I'm not finding them. They're not showing in our system. The only thing I'm showing in our system is the July. Search. Last name.
Ms. Sessions, are you able to confirm that Mr. Campbell provided a sample for that drug screen in September?
No, I do not know if he provided a sample.
Okay.
I thought I had seen it, but
All right, we will move on then. In regards to progress on services, how is Lewis Campbell progressing on services?
so the only outstanding service that Mr. Campbell had was his BIP classes. He also has elected to do additional counseling services there where he is. He had completed his counseling here in Texas. He has found a counselor in Tennessee. This is what Mr. Campbell has reported to me, that he has found a counselor in Tennessee that will be covered by his insurance through his employer. So his only outstanding service was his BIP classes. Which he is actively engaging in. I think at the time of the court report, he had completed 11, but I received a update from his provider, I think it was the very end of last week, of the additional services that the additional sessions that he has completed. So he is working that service.
Okay, that's great. And prior to being incarcerated, Susan Campbell had completed her services as well. Is that correct?
That is correct.
Okay. What are the updates since the filing of the court report on Brandon Wright?
Brandon Wright is still incarcerated. He had been transferred to Louisiana due to overcrowding. The last I checked, he was back in Polk County Jail. There was a courtesy worker that went to go see him and Susan on Friday.
Okay. Are there any updates from that courtesy worker?
Not on Brandon, just on Susan. And she confirmed what I've already reported.
Thank you. And how is Mr. Lewis Campbell's visitation going with Dallas?
He's having phone calls. I believe he's having phone calls with both of the boys. The boys placement had asked if that was okay that both boys attend that visitation or those phone calls, and I approved that they both could have those calls with Mr. Campbell.
Okay. And how are those phone calls going?
I have not had any negative reports.
Are there any additional services that need to be ordered for any of the parents?
No, there are not.
Are we asking for drug screens to be ordered for Mr. Campbell?
That would be great.
And are we just needing are we just needing a urinalysis?
That is correct. He had a hair follicle, I believe, in July.
Okay. Can you please state in detail the department's reasonable efforts to reunify the family?
Well, they were reunified until Miss Campbell was arrested. And then we would like to look at potentially placing Dallas back with his father.
Okay, so would those reasonable efforts include working the family plans of service with the parents?
Yes.
As well as facilitating visitation?
Yes.
And that would be when parents are not incarcerated, right?
Correct.
In regards to Clyde and Dallas, would that also include placing them together?
Yes.
And requesting home studies not only on Dad, but also on Renee, who is fictive kin?
Yes.
Are there any other requests for the court?
No, ma'am.
I pass the witness.
All right, thank you. Aaron, you may not know this, but well, mom was arrested for probation violations, correct? From that previous charge.
Yes, sir.
And did you say that was 11 years ago?
2014.
Okay. Did she really think she had complied? And I mean, that's a long time to be out. She really
Yes.
thought she was through and she wasn't, and they finally caught her just by accident, basically.
Yeah. And it really wasn't even that long that she had not been in compliance. I think that she thought she was done earlier in this year, maybe like just a few months ago. She thought that she was done. And I think it was February was the last time that she had reported, thinking that she had completed that service. And even Mr. Campbell said that he was there when she had a phone call with them saying that she was done with the probation. So she legitimately thought that she was done. This is very unfortunate.
Yeah, it is. She was doing so well. Okay, Ms. Lucero, any questions?
Yes, Your Honor, thank you. Ms. Sessions, so as the judge has stated, Ms. Campbell was doing well when the kids got placed with her, right?
Yes, she was.
Okay, and it's your understanding that this charge was from 2014 and she thought she was done, but she wasn't, right?
Yes.
Okay, and you stated that there's a ICPC ordered or asking to be ordered for Mr. Campbell. Is Mr. Campbell, are his medical issues better to where he'd be in a position to take care of his child Dallas?
Yes, he is. He works full time. He
Okay.
has insurance and everything through his employer. They give him accommodations based on his, eye injury. He has a support system there in Tennessee to help him with Dallas.
Okay, now if things take a more positive turn and Susan is able to get out even before the end of January, beginning of February, would the department at that time still consider placing the children back with her?
Yes, we would.
Okay. I'll pass the witness, Your Honor.
All right, thank you. Ms. Kincaid?
Thank you, Your Honor. Ms. Sessions, are you aware whether the department has started to pay for the BIP classes for Mr. Campbell?
Yes, ma'am, that has been taken care of.
Okay, and as far as you're aware, do you know how many sessions he has left?
No, let me just 1 second.
And if you're not aware, I can ask Mr. Campbell here shortly if that's easier.
I have it. I just got an update on Monday, and he has completed 14 sessions and he has 26 total that he has to do. So he's about halfway done.
Okay, and part of the issue for the delay not only was his unfortunate accident, but also finding a provider in Tennessee and trying to get all of that set up. Is that fair to say?
That is very fair to say. This is not on Mr. Campbell.
Okay, and so are there any other services that are required of Mr. Campbell?
There are not.
Okay.
Well, continuing to drug screen, but just the BIP is all he has outstanding.
Okay, and he's having visits with Clyde now, is that correct?
Yeah, the boys are together, so they just they've kind of been popping in and out of the calls, to my understanding.
Okay, and do you know if he's having visits with Bonnie?
He is not.
Okay, since he does have significant past contact with them, would it be, amenable or potentially feasible for him to have visits with Bonnie?
I could talk to Bonnie about that and see how she feels about it.
Okay, just because he, could potentially be considered fictive kin if the children were placed all together in the future, it might be beneficial to look into those visits. Is that something the department would consider?
I'm not opposed to looking into them. I would just really want to get how Bonnie feels about that before we agree to anything.
Okay, thank you. I'll pass witness.
All right, thank you. All right, Mr. Michelson still has not joined us. So Ms. Wiggins, any questions?
Ms. Sessions, in regard to Bonnie's relationship with Mr. Campbell, that was part of the reason for removal, is that correct?
That is correct.
And they had some significant issues during the course of that removal, is that right?
That is correct.
Okay, I'll pass the witness, Judge.
All right. All right, anything else from the department?
Yes, Your Honor. I call Lewis Campbell as a witness.
All right, Mr. Campbell, if you'd unmute, please. All right, can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
All right, if you would, please raise your right hand. Do you swear the testimony you give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do, Your Honor.
All right, thank you, sir. You may proceed, Ms. Gutierrez.
Thank you, Your Honor. Mr. Campbell, you were shaking your head no during some of Ms. Sessions' testimony about the BIP classes and you doing some counseling. Did you have anything that you wanted to add there?
I've completed 15 classes. I have paid for all of the classes myself. I also travel 50 miles each way, so 100 miles round trip to go to this class. I've been in constant contact weekly with the teacher, well, with both teachers, and they have been, every time that they've been contacted, they said they've returned, and they've gotten to the point now where she said they're only requesting progress reports. But the information on how to get the class paid for has ceased.
Okay. Was there anything in regards to the individual therapy that you wanted to add, or was your shaking your head mostly
No,
about the BIP classes?
I've actually had visits with all three of my kids, and I think it's been going great. We've been doing video visits. I've talked with the boys pretty severely about my injury and what happened to me, and we talk about their mother, and Bonnie kind of gets drowned out by the boys, but she laughs and carries along. She's aged a lot since I last seen her, and it was really good to see them all three socialize and really communicate with me. It's been nice.
And I understand, Mr. Campbell, we are asking the court to do what's called a special home study on you since you're out of state. And that home study is only going to be for your son. Do you understand that?
Yes, ma'am. I was told otherwise, but I'm going to take the good with the bad.
Can you tell me what you were told that you consider being otherwise?
I was told that it would be a possibility for all three of them to be placed here with that study, and it's appearing that's not the case.
All right, I pass the witness.
All right, anyone else have questions for Mr. Campbell?
Yes, Judge.
Okay, go ahead.
When you had visits with Bonnie, Clyde, and Dallas, that was when they were in their mom's custody. Is that correct?
No, ma'am. I've been doing them weekly with Dallas, Clyde, and Bonnie on video chat.
So Bonnie is joining from a different location, your Zoom visits?
Yes, ma'am. I believe so.
Okay, I'll pass the witness, Judge.
All right, anyone else questions for Mr. Campbell?
Just briefly, Your Honor.
Okay.
Mr. Campbell, would you like for all three of the children to be placed with you?
Yes, ma'am. I would be grateful for that.
And do you have the ability to care for all three of the children?
Yes, ma'am, I do. I moved into Sweetwater, Tennessee. I have my two sisters, their families, my grandfather, numerous aunts and uncles. I call her my bonus mom. Her name's Diana. I stayed with her whenever I first got out of the hospital, but since then I've got my own house. I'm working on outfitting it, and I've spoke with Susan, and I'm trying to arrange a way for me to get to Texas and get their belongings here.
Okay. And if the children would need to go to medical appointments, dental appointments, any kind of appointments like that, could you transport them or arrange transport with someone safe?
Yes, ma'am. My grandfather picks me up and takes me to both of my jobs. I work from 6 to 5 on Monday through Thursday at Hillcrest Trailers, and I also work at Chili's restaurant Friday, Saturday, and Sunday for the time being.
Okay,
And he picks me up and drops me off at all of those from my house. I only live about 3 miles from him.
okay, but would you be able to get the children to and from any appointments or have someone safe approved by the department arrange transportation for the kids?
Yes, ma'am. I believe so.
And you understand that 2 of the children are on medications that need to be reviewed every 30 days. Is that something that you could be responsible for and take care of?
Yes, ma'am. I believe so.
Okay. And for what it's worth, would you ask that this home study be expedited?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
I'd love to be able to have my kids by Christmas.
Well, you understand that even if the judge orders it be expedited, there are a lot of things out of everybody's control that it still takes time.
Yes, ma'am. I understand.
Thank you. I'll pass witness.
All right, anyone else? Okay. Mr. Campbell, I'll tell you, Ms. Kincaid was being very gracious. I can order expedited home study, but especially on an ICPC for out of state, they're not going to pay any attention to what I say. The out of state home studies typically take longer than a Texas home study. So I don't want you to get your hopes up, but I'll order it expedited for what it's worth. So
I appreciate it, Your Honor.
yes, sir. All right. Anyone else have any further witnesses?
Yes, Your Honor, I recall Aaron Sessions.
Okay, go ahead.
Thank you, Your Honor. Aaron, it sounds like there at some point may have been some plan, according to Mr. Campbell, to do the study on all 3 children. Is that correct?
Yes, originally when the kids were removed from Susan, I had staffed this with my director, Jessica Hoskins, and we had kind of talked about what we were going to do with these kids since they were having to come back into foster care. Since that time, I have spoken with Miss Wiggins. Reese talked to my director, and based on the reasons for removal, do not think that the 2 older children should be placed with Mr. Campbell. And also, Dallas is a handful. He is a lot of work, and Clyde and Dallas tend to like pit each other or like poke on each other, and they really kind of rile each other up. And so I would be interested to see how Mr. Campbell handles Dallas before any further consideration is given to placing the other 2 children there.
Okay.
And there would
So-
probably need to be some therapeutic contact between Mr. Campbell and the older 2 children. And also, as far as the visits go, there's a sibling visit every single week that the 3 children are on. I did not know that Mr. Campbell was being let into that sibling visit. I spoke to Bonnie's placement when I went to see her a couple weeks ago. It was not reported that she had been having contact with Mr. Campbell. Bonnie did not report that she was having contact with Mr. Campbell. So if he's coming into the sibling visit, that needs to stop. And that's something that I'm going to have to look into. He should only be having contact with Dallas. If Clyde wants to join the call, then Clyde can join the call.
Okay. Do you believe it's in the children's best interest for Bonnie and Clyde to not be included in that home study with Mr. Campbell?
I would agree that it is not in their best interest at this time.
Okay, I pass the witness.
All right, anyone have questions for Ms. Sessions?
Briefly, Your Honor, if Mr. Campbell mitigated the reasons for removal for Dallas, I mean, are there any steps for therapeutic visitation to start with Mr. Campbell so that, you know, whatever issues that are going on can be addressed therapeutically?
I mean, there are steps to get therapeutic visitation started. At the end of the day, the boys are very highly dysregulated. We're trying to get them stabilized, trying to get their medications leveled out, trying to get their behaviors leveled out. I don't know that introducing family therapy with Mr. Campbell would be advantageous at this time. Again, I would need to speak to Bonnie and kind of see what her feelings are on this whole situation regarding being placed with Mr. Campbell. Talk to her about how the visits are going with Mr. Campbell that are apparently happening. I think that there's a lot of moving parts with the older 2 children. They witnessed a lot of trauma between Mr. Campbell and Mrs. Campbell. We all know that Clyde is the one that stepped in to intervene, and that's how we ended up in this case. So there's a lot of things that need to be addressed before I would feel 100% comfortable in saying, let's just ship the other two kids down there as well.
So would therapeutic visitation be one of the steps that we could take to make progress toward potentially placing the other children with
Judge,
Mr.
I'm
Campbell?
gonna object. He's not the father, so technically we don't have to show reunification with him or 2 steps to reunify if it's not in the children's best interest. And I think she's already testified that at this time, therapeutic visits is not in the best interest.
Well, I'm gonna do like I always do. I'm gonna leave that up to the therapist. I'm not a therapist, so.
Thank you, Your Honor. I've passed witness.
Okay. Anyone else have further questions? All right, then. Okay, any other witnesses from anyone? We've about run out of witnesses, I think, so. Okay, if nothing further, then I don't know if the questions were asked. Let me just go ahead. Aaron, would it be a continuing danger to the physical health and safety of the children to be returned to any of the parents today?
Yes, it would.
Would it be contrary to the welfare of the children to be returned to any of the parents today?
Yes, it would.
Okay, thank you. All right, does anybody have our new dismissal date? I don't.
I think it's March 26th
Okay,
or 16th.
16th or 26th?
I actually have April 11th, Your Honor. If you could give me just a moment, I can go in and take a look at the order retaining and see what that says.
Okay, if you would, please.
Yes, sir.
It says April the 11th.
Oh, thank you.
All right. Give me a minute.
Yep, April 11th. That's what I have to.
And Your Honor, we are asking for reasonable efforts to, a finding that we're making reasonable efforts to reunify. We're asking for that home study on Renee Cooper to be ordered for Bonnie and Clyde, as well as an expedited home study on Mr. Campbell regarding Dallas, and for Mr. Lewis to urinalysis drug screen.
Okay.
And Your
Okay.
Honor, briefly, can I get a clarification from Mr. Campbell on something?
Sure.
Mr. Campbell, when was the last time that you drug screened?
The last order I got was July.
Okay, was that a hair follicle and a UA?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, thank you. Just wanted to let the court be aware of that.
Okay. All right, then, if there's nothing further, then Ms. Wiggins' recommendations?
Thank you, Judge. I recommend that the department remain temporary managing conservator of all 3 children. Placement to continue at this time. I agree with the ICPC only on Dallas Campbell. I did have an opportunity. Dallas, ADHD, I mean, prime candidate. He doesn't really stay focused and attention. I think a one-on-one with his placement would be really, really good if his ICPC is approved. He does enjoy talking with his dad, though. I was able to talk to him about that, so I think the visits are going well. In regards to visit with him and Bonnie, I did not know that that was happening, and I do not believe that's in her best interest. I agree with you that we need to get some input from her counselor regarding that. Additionally, I agree with obviously the home study on Renee Cooper. Bonnie's doing very well in her placement. Clyde is struggling a lot, which is very sad. He's struggling a lot with his mom. And so just hopefully she will get out soon.
Okay. Okay, give me just a second. Okay, let me take these one at a time. First, in the 85577L1 involving Clyde and Bonnie, I'll continue the department as temporary managed to conservator, continue their current placements. I'll order the home study on Renee Cooper. I'll order that any visits between Bonnie and Lewis Campbell be as recommended by Bonnie's therapist. All right. In 85578L1 involving Dallas Campbell, I'll continue the department as temporary managed to conservator, continue Dallas's current placement. I'll order an expedited ICPC home study on Lewis Cooper. I'm going to order it on all three children. That doesn't mean I have to place all three children, but there was some testimony that maybe down the road after Dallas went home, it might be considered. I don't see any reason not to just go ahead and do the home study on all three. I understand the concerns about Bonnie. So I'm going to order it on all three. It does not necessarily mean at all that I would place all three children with Mr. Campbell, but there's no reason not to do it. We're doing a home study anyway. So, and I will order that Mr. Campbell UA drug screen. I'm not knowing what the situation is where he lives. I'm just going to say he'll UA drug screen as soon as possible. Okay, in both cases, I will set the next review hearing for January 26th, 2025. I'm 26, sorry. That will be by Zoom, just like today's hearing. So parties can either ask their lawyers or anyone can go on the court's online docket a day or two before January 26th to see exactly what time of day we'll have that hearing. Okay, that will conclude both of these hearings. For those of you involved, I'll be back at 11 o'clock to call a final hearing in the Carvey child, another Randall County case. So we'll be in recess. Everyone have a good week.